The animations look so bad, I don't know what happened because their games usually aren't this bad. I've been hearing a lot of commotion about Redfall, and lately it's been mostly negative. I've been interested in this game, but I thought something was off about it when I originally saw it. Because I think the concept of 4-player co-op is a lot of fun. The AI didn't look that good. And now everybody's talking about animations. Let's check it out. I mean, this says IGN, maybe it's on easy mode. What's going on, guys? Seth here, doing a TLG Reacts for the Redfall final preview via IGN. Now, this game comes out May 2nd. It's right around the corner. So this is the final preview. They're going to be showing off gameplay and telling us what they think of the game, and that will kind of help me a little bit in figuring out if I want to play this more or less. I mean, this is going to be on Game Pass, so I'll likely try it out anyway. This is a game I've been wanting to try, but the more and more I see on the game, the more I get concerned about it. You guys saw the intro. It's been a big discussion. The animations, the AI, it just doesn't look as high quality as we would hope from a game like this. I've noticed those things. A lot of people have noticed those things. I'm trying to be fair about it and hope that it'll come out in a state that feels good, plays good. So yeah, hoping this will kind of clarify some of those issues, some of those concerns I have. This is Arcane, so I feel like they're a proven dev and definitely have the potential, the standards, the quality of a AAA studio. So in that I feel confident, but I've been burned before by some big devs, and I'm hoping this will come out and it'll be celebrated by everybody. It'll be a lot of fun, and everybody will enjoy running around a Far Cry style map shooting vampires, because that could definitely be fun. So yeah, let's just jump into this and let's see what they have to say about Redfall.
Alone, Redfall is creepy. The town is littered with stories of people who were attacked by or turned into vampires when the vampire gods took over the once charming island town. Wandering through dark spaces with only a flashlight to guide the way heightens tension even when armed. Developer Arcane Austin knows how to craft a menacing atmosphere. However, the odds change noticeably when other players join the adventure. Together, we made quick work of vampires, their cult followers, and the mercenary group intent on taking us down. Instead of quiet mutters in the dark, there was camaraderie, and what was once a potentially chilling challenge through an infested city.
See, I'm already seeing it right now. 3 enemies now have just stood there while they get shot, just staring right at you.
I had the pleasure of playing about 4 hours of Redfall on PC
I hope they fix that,
1, 2, and
'cause I'm seeing it way too often.
Co-op members. In that time, we liberated a community center, took on the procedurally generated vampire nests, fought mini-bosses, and did plenty of exploring. My temporary teammates at Arcane Austin indulged me in trying out the hard difficulty, and with that settled, we were
Looks hard.
The Redfall developers have made it abundantly clear at this point that, despite having the look of some other looter shooters or 4-player co-op games, Redfall is still an Arcane game. Sure, there are limited abilities per character,
the biggest reason why I still want to play it.
Of a factor, but the storytelling and simulated world are all there. You'll randomly stumble across a vampire feasting on an unfortunate victim.
Vampire getting stuck in some scaffolding.
Break out in gunfire, and sometimes you'll hear enemies discuss their plans for the future. This all still feels true with 2-player co-op. The bulk of my playtime at Arcane Austin was with creative director Ricardo Bear, who played as Jacob,
just stands there while you shoot
mercenary turned solo
I don't
sniper
get it.
with a magical eye and raven to go with it. I tested Devinder, a cryptid hunter who came to Redfall for a book signing and ended up putting his tools to use to help liberate the town. I picked up the controller and promised Bear I'd rein in my worst gaming tendencies, scanning the contents of a shop for spare health in imaginary junk food my character doesn't need but deserves, and watching enemy patterns to scheme the best way to eliminate them as efficiently as possible. Old habits die hard, and I frequently found myself drifting off our path to explore. With only one other person on the adventure, more often than not, I felt like we were partner detectives. Redfall stands still in the moment the vampires attacked. Though we didn't spend much time with the main Redfall story, what I know is this. In order to defeat the now reigning vampire gods of Redfall, we must first understand
really
who
concerning
they were
how
before
much
they
the enemies are
turned.
not
Then we can strike.
attacking.
Before then, though, we had plenty of fun coordinating attacks against lesser but still powerful vampires and their followers.
They just stood there.
I did get to liberate the Redfall Maritime Center from a menacing blood tree, though. It was a quick fight with some loot and story beats as a reward. With the center free, we were able to collaborate with the
I'm glad it's on Game Pass because I'm going to play it there, and if it is good enough, I will purchase it. I will support the game.
Not only a
but
major story element, but a nice general theme that's apparent through all its parts. For instance, instead of getting money, you earn support. The currency is earned by completing objectives and finding useful items that go back to the folks hiding in safe houses. Toilet paper has a higher value than, say, a creepy doll or
this
a
reminds me
wedding
of Generation Zero, which I played a lot of.
Layla joined us next.
That's a neat trick.
Her psychic abilities are versatile, but probably the coolest part of her kit is how she can call in her vampire ex-boyfriend to help slay enemies. Combat balance with 3 players still felt good as we challenged more special vampires. The best chance we had at a guaranteed fight with good loot was by taking on side quests. We did one that required us to eliminate another blood tree, but this time Redfall's iconic angler waited inside the tree as its fiend. This vampire was noticeably at a disadvantage when taking on 3 of us, as it was only able to target and reel in 1 player, but it still got some pulls on us that we were able to quickly counter. During our time taking on cult camps, we encountered other special vampires among their ranks. These included things like the Shroud, a tricky vampire that casts a dark bubble over players.
This kind of sucks because I want to say more things about what I'm seeing, but like all I can see is that almost every single enemy they are attacking is not doing almost anything. And they even said with multiple people playing that the boss type character or enemy could only focus on one guy, making it easy for him.
Killing any of these special vampires and completing objectives contributes to angering the vampire gods.
Things I like though, the visual style I think is neat. I think the characters sound interesting. I think their moves sound cool. I think Arcane's world building will be interesting.
Die or kill it. Like other special vampires, the Rook can teleport and has its own special abilities, like summoning the thunderstorm that does heavy damage if you stay outside.
This guy, the one everybody's talking about.
Kiting indoors poses its own challenges as the Rook is fast. Slaying the Rook gives a guaranteed unrivaled drop, the most powerful kind of weapon in Redfall.
Legendary?
Random enemies getting dragged into a Rook fight or any boss fight certainly makes these encounters more challenging, but even that changes when 4 heroes are in the party.
Hope so.
Our 4th and final player joined in as Remy.
Let's make it quick then.
The last of the 4 characters available at launch. Like Dev, Remy is big on gadgets. Her robot partner Brabone can distract enemies. She's got C4 to explode enemies from afar. And her ultimate serves as a massive buff to revive fallen allies in the well and heal all members in the well over time. The 4-player co-op dynamic is as chaotic as you'd imagine it, though it was also easy to pair off and approach objectives creatively. Sometimes one of us would use a cool UV weapon to turn a vampire to stone from afar, giving the other an opportunity to finish it off with a satisfying punch. Redfall doesn't require each player to use a different character, nor is any character limited on the weapons they can use, making character selection a personal but optional strategic choice.
A good amount of
the main new challenge we took on as a group was fighting our way through vampire nests. These procedurally generated challenges only take a few minutes to get through and don't necessarily involve combat. In our run, we got the basic blood trance nest characteristic, one that meant all vampires were asleep and would wake upon being attacked, or if we touched the blood tendrils connecting them to the nest. We carefully avoided them, destroying the heart at the
This
end
game
of the
really
nest
does
to
sound
trigger
right
its
up my alley.
collapse, and
I
gathered
love
a ton of loot
4-player
before
cooperative
making our
shooters.
escape.
I love
If you
loot.
don't leave
I
before
love
the
exploration.
nest completely
I love side
destabilizes,
quests,
you'll only lose
main
the
quests.
bonus experience that's awarded for successfully escaping.
Just the combat,
Nests
man. The
provide
combat
an interesting
seems
gameplay element aside from a one-off
real
adventure.
minimal.
Their territory
Borderline
is marked
mobile
by a field that
game-esque.
gives a buff to all vampires within its vicinity, making the area more dangerous. The longer a nest is left alone, the larger its territory becomes. Arcane Austin studio director Harvey Smith told me that other nest characteristics include things like a completely dark version filled with the sleeping vampire traps, and even nests with fire hazards everywhere. Cozy, huh? Despite playing on the hard difficulty, mini-boss challenges like the Rook were easy to take on with 4 people. Instead of requiring a ton of kiting to take it down, we just let Brabone grab its attention and filled the monster with bullets. Bear did
On
say
hard.
Arcane is constantly tuning difficulty, and I even heard him making notes to the team watching us play regarding changes he wanted to make. We weren't on the final build either, which was noticeable with some graphical glitches and hitches, but that's not too unusual with pre-release builds. And
Yeah,
as
I also
with
don't want to
most
hear that
games
conversation
these days,
again,
Bear
because
said they'd
obviously
be
if it's
listening to the
an
Redfall
older build,
community post-launch and
it's not
tune
going to be
in as needed.
how
Combat
it's going to be when it
aside,
comes
one of the
out, but we heard the
greatest
exact
joys in
same
co-op with all the
conversation with
characters
Battlefield
are the
2042.
interactions.
There she is.
There goes a
It's not only
three-month-old
their
build. It came out the
conversations,
exact
but
same.
Also how they engage with the world. For example, each character plays instruments with varying levels of skill. It's a small detail, but a delightful one that
That's cool.
further immersed me in Arcane's Redfall.
I like,
Collecting notes
like
and
little
taking
details
stock
like that.
of the little details did make me feel like I was falling behind my team at times, but exploration is still important. For instance, we found a series of bells that, when rung correctly, led to a secret area with loot and plenty of vampires.
I like
to
that a
fight.
lot.
Even with the additional time I got in Redfall, I haven't gotten to play much with weapon loadouts or skill trees. My time did confirm that when Redfall is out on May 2nd, I'll want to have multiple instances going. A solo playthrough so I can explore corners and read notes to my heart's content, and at least one instance of a co-op game so I can learn more about all the characters. I'm still unsure about who I want to play, but I know at the very least I'm going to have a good time staking vampires.
Whoever played this and wrote
For more
out
on
this
Redfall, don't miss our
preview
single-player
really
preview, and for everything else
was
in the
struggling
world of
playing with
gaming,
other
stick
people
with
because
IGN.
they made it a point like 3 times that they were trying to explore things and they had to keep up. So that kind of sucks that they're rushing them through that. All right, well, overall, I came out of that feeling pretty much like I felt before. I think the game is looking decent. I think the graphics are good. I think the concept is actually really neat. I like that they're doing vampires and not like zombies. It does remind me of Generation Zero, which I'm actually a big fan of that game. It's kind of a sleeper game. A little janky, and this might be too. But I think there's some charm there that I think is worth playing it for, and this could be the same case. You know, the characters are looking cool. I think the loot sounds cool. I think the upgrades from what we've heard are interesting. That one character we saw with like the ghost telephone booth thing and the umbrella. We saw that before, but I didn't know that they had like a vampire boyfriend that would show up. So that's kind of an interesting thing. At least they're being really imaginative with your abilities and even going out of their way to create like whole other assets, like a whole character model of a vampire dude showing up for just skills. That's pretty cool. But I'm still very concerned about the AI. And in this preview, it seemed like they were kind of hinting to that as well, whether they knew it or not. Throughout the video, and I said it too many times, I apologize if you're really excited for this game and you're like, oh, you're just being a downer, blah, blah, blah. It's just how I feel. And I respect your opinion. Hopefully you can respect mine. But yeah, the AI for almost all the enemy types, I'm just seeing a lot of people standing there looking, shooting sometimes, swinging sometimes, looking like they're confused on how to get around things. The pathing doesn't look that great. And with them commenting on 4-player, combat on hard, and how they were able to just cheese their way through the Rook, who was the person in the video that everybody was talking about before, saying it looked like shit. It just kind of backs up, a lot of those concerns. So, is it a game killer for me? No. If the game has a lot of things I like about it, but the combat's kind of minimal, that is a huge component of the experience, and that could definitely hinder my enjoyment of the game. But if I'm playing this with friends and we're all leveling up, getting better weapons, I can still see a good time to be had there. And they can always patch that later as well. So that's not a huge concern. This doesn't seem like something they can't fix, but it definitely looks like something that should have been figured out beforehand, and really makes me question what's even going on with this game. I do have my suspicions that this game might have been possibly rushed, as Xbox, I'm sure, wants a 4-player cooperative shooter on Game Pass, and they might have really pushed for that, and they got this out pretty quick. But that's just speculation. I don't have any reason to actually know that, but it kind of feels like that. But otherwise, the quality of the game looks good. It's a clean-looking game. The graphics are nice. It definitely has a style, which I like. It has a visual style that, if you look at it, you can definitely tell it's Redfall. And I am definitely intrigued by the concept. And, a lot of people are saying it's just Far Cry, but, with 4-player. And, yeah, maybe. But also, I'm okay with that, because I like the Far Cry formula. I think it's fun, especially in co-op. That could be a lot of fun. And there are a lot of little details I think are kind of neat too, like being able to play the piano. Not a huge thing, but it is kind of interesting that everybody plays it differently. And the bell thing, I'm glad that there's, even if it's simple, some kind of like puzzle system in the game to find things, reasons to explore. I think that is definitely cool and worth noting. So yeah, overall, I think everything about this game looks like something I want to play 100%. Outside of the AI is very worrying. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope I play it and go, you know what? All that shit I said about the AI, completely wrong. I hope I can say that, and I will say that if I play the game and think otherwise. And I know a lot of people are concerned about the animations too. I think they're kind of stiff, but I don't care. I think a lot of games don't look that amazing. Not everybody's Naughty Dog or Santa Monica or a Sony company, I guess, since they're so good at mocap. So yeah, I got my concerns. I understand other people's concerns, and I also understand that a lot of people are still really excited for this, and I hope it is so good. I hope you play it and you love it, and you can just disregard what I'm saying, and I hope I can as well after I play it. But definitely gonna still try it out. I do not think I'm gonna buy it though. I'm gonna play it on Game Pass, and if I like it, I will buy it and support the game, because I like to do that to make sure the devs know that they did a good job, and we want more of this. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of Redfall, the final preview. This comes out really soon. Is this something that's must play for you? Is this something you're definitely going to check out? Is this something you might look into if your friends tell you it's worth playing? Or are you not going to play it at all? Let me know why in the comments below. What stood out to you in this preview? And what are you most excited for when it comes to this game? We think about the animations. We think about the AI. And yeah, I've been Seth. Stay tuned. We have a Tasty Cast coming tomorrow. And yeah, until then, have a good one, guys, and take it easy.